Hey y'all, welcome to Adventures with Aggie, brought to you by the Ryan Martin Foundation. Today on the show, we have Kieran Jones. Kieran is a shot putter based in Wales, and he's also a member of Disability Sport Wales that we had a series on just a few weeks ago. He's going to tell us all about his journey in sports, starting in wheelchair basketball and then moving through a couple other sports to now being a shot putter. Please welcome Kieran. Kieran, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited to learn more about you and your story and all the awesome things you do. But first, could you just kind of start with some background and tell me who you are and what you do?
So I'm Kieran Jones. I'm currently an F34 seat shot putter, but previous to that, I've had experience with wheelchair basketball. So from the age of 10, I started only because the family were doing it. So my younger brother and father in a wheelchair too. At this point in my life, I didn't need a wheelchair. So I was just turning up to the sessions because I was too young to stay home by myself. So I had to go to the basketball. And I didn't like it. I was like, why am I in a wheelchair? I don't need to be in it. So if I can still play football, do all the boyish things, why am I having to sit in a wheelchair and pretend I'm having fun? So I stopped. And then fast forward 2 years, I had to the condition got worse for me. So I decided to be in the chair, like out of choice, which I'm glad I've done now. And then I got back into basketball with the family. And I got selected to, I think it was the regional club or something like that. And then got selected for the Wales team at the age of 12. So I think it was like maybe 6 months of playing, actually enjoying it. I was selected to represent Wales. And then I captained the Welsh team at the age of 13 for 2 years. And I've been playing, so I represented Wales for 9 years in the basketball. And then so I captained the Wales team, and then I was the youngest player. I think I was 13 playing for the men's team. So like the under 23s men's team, I was playing for them, which was scary. Again, like I was only little,
Yeah.
fully grown men with beards, and I didn't like that. But then it kind of helped me to become who I am now. And then I was selected for the GB performance pathway with the basketball. And then, unfortunately, I was playing against Ireland, and then I'd come out my chair, and I think his little vertebrae in his spine. I kind of like damaged them somehow, so I had to take maybe like a couple of months out. I lost so much confidence because of that, and the GB stuff kind of went out the window because I wasn't confident enough to do that anymore. But then I carried on playing for the Wales team, and then now through school, I wanted to do GCSE sport, like physical education, and I think it was design and technology. But I had an old gym teacher. He was so old. He didn't, he was traditional rugby, football. And because I struggled in that side of things, because obviously the wheelchair. He was like, oh, well, if you want to pick GCSE, I don't think you can because of the wheelchair. But then luckily he went. And then we had the younger teacher. Then he got me into shot because I had to do, I think it was 3 sports. So I picked basketball, badminton, and then another one. I had no clue what to do. And then Nathan Stevens came to the school, and then in my head, it was just throwing a ball, a heavy ball, see how far I can get. And then from there, everything kicked off really. So I think it was 2 or 3 British titles I got from that. And then now I'm an officially world leader #1 in my class because it's unofficial because I haven't competed in a international competition because of COVID. So in the under 20s, I'm leading. I think it's by like a meter and a half or something. So yeah, it's all good. Then I got Paris to aim for at the moment, but that's just scared me as well because the kid like I know they're like boxers. They say they believe someone like them shouldn't be. It's always like the top people that do it. But it's weird to like me saying that now. When I was younger, I was like, I thought like just an average kid probably worked in the shops, the supermarket, but like reality is happening. I could be performing on the world stage. Yeah, so it's crazy in such a short time as well.
That is crazy. You've done so many things. That's super wild. So I guess you've always been sporty. Yeah, like you knew you needed sport in your life from a young age.
Oh yeah, so I like definitely. So I used to play for like the local football team and the rugby, and then I started like I used to lie to my mates because they saw I was walking funny, like I had a limp, and they're like, "Oh, what's wrong with your leg?" Like, "Oh, I got a dirty tackle, or I fell down the stairs, hurt my leg," just to cover it up. But then it came to the point where I was like, I just need to stop lying to my friends and tell them I've got the same condition as dad and the younger brother. And then from there, I would like use the wheelchair in summer break. Then we go back to school, I would walk, and they're like, "Why do you use a wheelchair when you're not in school? So you obviously don't need it." But it was just in my own head to get used to being in a chair. So yeah, definitely sports is like show me a different way of living in life. Yeah, meeting people that are the same as me, and yeah, definitely. Because I live on an island, there's only like some really small, like I don't know, maybe less than 15, maybe 12,000 people on the island, and there was no disabled people, about only dad and younger brother. So I didn't know anything else. So yeah, sports has opened my eyes so much. Definitely, yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I've heard that a few times of sports done this for me, sports done this for me, but I think the sports just opening your eyes to this whole new world of adaptive sport is so cool. I love
Yeah, definitely. And you can always like see like there's people like I'm grateful in my situation as in being in the chair because I always know there's someone out there that's worse than me, but they're still achieving. So it just pushing me on. Like if they can do it, there's no reason for me not to. And then same for like able-bodied people if they're like lazy, can't bother going to the gym or whatever. I feel like they should look at the para side of things and be like, they've got so much stuff going on. So as para athletes should be able to push the general public that are able bodies as well, yeah. So it's just favour for the favour. I see someone worse than me doing really well, and someone seeing me, so it's just worked really well, yeah.
it. Definitely. I totally agree with you. Awesome. I want to ask you about throwing shot put. So you make it sound so easy. You pick up the heavy ball and you throw it.
Yeah, exactly that.
But I guess what does your training look like for this? I've never done it before. I don't know. I probably couldn't even throw it 3 meters. I'm not sure how I would do that.
Oh, yeah, I listened to the podcast with Aled that you did.
Yeah.
And you said, was it somebody in school you got selected to do or something? So yeah, it's just it's so the training's so fun. So it's because obviously I do two sports at the moment, a team sport, which is like if you mess up, someone's always there to help you out and pick you back up. Or I think in gameplay, you like miss the ball, someone will be there to help you. But this is so different. It's like it's all you. So like I've got my brother, fair play, he does help me a lot with training. So every training session, throwing session, he's my coach because I live like 5 hours away from the whole team. So I live in like the rural, like the countryside, and they're in the city. So I train with him. So I'll do. I think I get Sundays off and Saturday evenings to chill, and then full steam ahead then for the week. So I do strength and conditioning in the morning, then I go to college, and then I'll train through at night, and then it's just the same again until Sunday when I get off. But yeah, it's really fun, really good fun. So there's technical training and weight training. Like I say, the weight training is probably my favorite because technical stuff just is horrible to do. Yeah, so stressful.
It sounds like it. Just calling it technical training sounds like it's
Oh yeah,
less fun.
yeah. And then you got to do your stretches and all the mobility stuff. That's probably the worst, but the most important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess you talked about the difference in being on a team sport and an individual sport. How do you balance it? That's a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. So it's so I've represented Wales for 9 years in basketball. I think it's 3 with shot. So it's like slow. I got the Commonwealth Games next year with the basketball team, so I've been selected to do that. But then I think after that, I'm gonna slowly like stop the basketball and focus because I've got 3 years till Paris, so I can't like
Yeah.
be focusing on two sports. It's just gonna be too much and too much like be really tiring as well. So yeah, it's hard, but slowly moving on towards athletics more than a team sport, yeah, which is sad because I enjoy basketball, but for me to be the best in shot in my class, I need to do that. So yeah, need to stop the basketball soon, and then hopefully take over the world in athletics. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. It's coming. Who knows what happens after Paris, though? Maybe you go back, maybe you coach, maybe you do something else with basketball.
Oh, I don't know, because I want to do the three. So there's Paris, LA, and is it Australia, something like that. So they're the three I want to do. Paris would be like a practice run for me because I'm only 19, so it would be a practice run for me, and then hopefully medal in LA and Australia, and then see what comes from it then.
Lots of things ahead. So many things ahead. You've already done so much, and now we're looking at so much more coming up.
Yeah, it's just all go, no rest.
That's good. Except for what? Saturday nights and Sundays is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's it. Awesome. Okay, cool. So how did you find Disability Sport Wales? I wanted to ask you because obviously we're familiar with them on the show, but yeah, how did this come about?
Through school, really. So I played basketball from the age of 10, and then disability sport kind of linked with the basketball. But then they do in-sport series sessions where they do a day full of different sporting events. Like there's wheelchair rugby, archery, you name it, they've done it, or they've got it there for the disabled people. So I went to one of them, and then they were like, "This kid's got potential," and I didn't believe it because to me, I'm just a normal chap here. And then I think I went to 2 in-sport series just to throw because Nathan saw me from school. So he's like, "Come to these and we can see what you do." And then you can meet Anthony, which is the the head of the development side of things.
Yeah.
And then I spoke to him and he was like, "Right, Kieran, this is like serious. You've got potential to be good at this if you keep doing what you're doing." I didn't believe it because I don't know why. I'm quite like, I don't have much self-belief. It's quite strange. But then, yeah, they took me under their wing, and then I'm on the performance pathway with them. And now I think I'm on the higher end of the performance pathway now, so I'll be hopefully this season or next season going on to the GB side of things as well. Yeah, it's all go, but in sport series and display sport have like made me as a person and an athlete. Yeah, and made me have a different outlook on life. Just so positive. It's good.
For sure, for sure. That was a perfect lead in to my next question for you. What have you learned about yourself through playing disability sport?
I've learned so much. Like,
Yeah,
because in the basketball side of things, it can get quite nasty, as in people can like say if you get really good, people try and always pull you down. And I was like, that hit me so hard. Like I was like crying in the car on the way home from games. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it. Blah blah blah. But then you just realize that you don't need to care what people think because you're doing you, they're doing them, and it's just each their own in this world. That's what. And then yeah, you just do it. Yes, I've learned that I need to. Well, I was really such an introvert. I was like really quiet, and then this has just built my confidence. Like doing stuff like this, the podcasts and the TV media and all that stuff. It's turned me into a little confident person. I used to be so shy to speak to people there. Yeah, it definitely helped me speak to. Like now, if you spoke to me maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I don't think I'd be as confident as I am now. So yeah, definitely helped my confidence.
yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Talking about your life with a stranger on Zoom, that takes
yeah, definitely. I remember it's an awful story. I was in the local Tesco. My auntie came up to me. I hadn't seen her in maybe like 3 or 4 years. I just didn't speak. I didn't know. She was like, "Oh, how's the sports going?" I was like, I just like, "Yeah, it's okay, thanks." Like I just wasn't in depth. I just hated doing it. So like shy to speak about. Though I just feel like if I tell people I'm more this, that, or whatever, I think it comes as being a bit big-headed, and I'm not. I don't like that type of thing. Like, I try and be humble as I can. I think that's the best way because you don't want to look like an arrogant person or he thinks he's better than everybody else. So if someone approaches me and asks, I'll speak about it, but I won't like introduce myself. Oh, I'm this and that. They'll just have to just nudge me to speak about it. I won't speak about it by myself.
Definitely. And talking about yourself is just hard in general.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
And saying that, knowing I'm asking you maybe 10 questions over here about your life. But I
it's
love
worse
that.
as well when you have to like through lockdown. I had to do those videos, so I was just talking to the camera to myself. I just hate that. I did not like that. No,
It's
it was
very
awful.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and having to listen back to your own voice and
Yeah.
didn't like it.
No,
Yeah,
not a huge
I'm learning.
Good, good. Okay, cool. Just last few questions for you here. These are some that I ask lots of guests, just to see kind of what y'all are thinking. But one question for you. Can you tell us about a coach or a mentor who has been influential in your sports journey?
Yeah, definitely. My coach now is Anthony Hughes, and he's changed the way I think, and because I was so what he calls me is like I'm like a little girl. Like I'm too kind, I'm too polite, and I need to like. He always tells me to watch like Viking films because they just don't care. They're so angry, and he's trying to change me into this angry person. So when I throw, I just snap into that and just like perform at my highest level. But deep inside, I'm such a softie. Like I just can't do it. So he's pushing me to be this angry, big, scary kid, but really, I'm just a big softie. I'm just like a big teddy. Yeah. So yeah, he's working on it. Definitely. Yeah, he's made me not care as much what people think about me as well. And if someone does bring me down, I'll always just like wouldn't take it as hard as it would just be a compliment, isn't like you're trying to bring me down because I'm doing well. So yeah, definitely yeah. And we're like best friends, always talking, and I don't feel it's not like he's my coach, it's more like he's like a best friend. We can have a laugh. But then I know when I'm doing wrong he will tell me as it is and I accept that, yeah, definitely.
For sure. I can tell the way that you talk about him that it works. I think,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. That's great. Cool. Okay, two more for you. One, I usually end all of my shows on this question, but what is one piece of advice you would give to younger Kieran?
To my younger self, just say yes. So don't be scared of new things. Because I was such like, I don't know, if you asked me this to do a podcast, I'd probably said no because I was scared, I was shy. But now, just take every opportunity as you can and just say yes. Obviously, not to silly things, but if it's gonna benefit you, just do it, 100%, because it just opens more doors for yourself as well. So yeah,
Definitely.
that would,
Sounds
that
like
would be,
sounds like Nike. Just do it. Yeah.
yeah, just do it. Be a sponsor for me now. Giving them a
Yes.
shout out.
We'll tag them and see what happens. Cool. Last question. What's next? I know obviously you're working towards Paris, but I guess more short
Yeah.
term. What are you working on? What's up? What's up with your life for the next few months?
So I'm actually competing on Saturday. So I'm training for that now. And then like after that, the season kind of dies down to winter training. So it'll be a lot of training in the rain and all the horrible stuff that we don't really talk about. But then I've got hopefully next, I think it's April time, I'll be going to Portugal and Germany to the warm weather training and compete there. So yeah, that's the future for sure. And then the Commonwealth Games next year with basketball. Because they do like, so I've been selected for the squad, but then there's a retrial. So like I do the team trainings until then do the final selections then. So hopefully I can do that. And then Paris is the big one here. That's in 3 years. I think I worked out I've got like 1,000 and something like 15 days to work on myself
Wow.
for Paris. And I've worked out as you have £1,000 and you have £1 every day, and £1's not much.
Mhm.
So use that pound wisely, and then it'll just take you there. That's the way I've looked at it. I've got £1 a day until Paris to look after and make sure I use it right.
Yeah, that's there are quite a few more pounds until then. Yeah.
But if you had £1,000 in your bank, you'd be like, okay, I've not got like I need to save this. So
Yeah.
time is precious. So this time, like right now, yeah. So using time very wisely with my training and
Hmm.
rest and all that stuff. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, that's awesome. Good luck. Saturday is very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just so chilled about it. Like it's weird. I don't
Yeah.
really get nervous about competitions because it's what I know. I've been competing since I was, I think, 10, or like 12 maybe. So it's just natural for me just to go compete and come home and then chill and train. So yeah, no nerves yet.
Good. Let's keep it that way. That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need those.
Be chilled. And everything will be all right.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm cheering for you in all these competitions that are coming up for you in the near future in the next few years. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
Oh, it's fine. Oh, thank you for having me and wanting to hear about my life.
Kieran, thank you so very much for coming on the show and sharing your story and giving us lots and lots of laughs. Join us next week on Adventures with Aggie for a brand new series brought to you by Performax, featuring Team USA wheelchair basketball, men's and women's, straight out of Tokyo.